Hi, it's Yvette from Healing and Wellbeing. I want to discuss with you today, first of all, why many of my clients book in to see me for a QHHT session. So, of course, many people are very inquisitive about their past lives. Some are followers of Dolores Cannon. I can't believe I mispronounced that then. Of Dolores Cannon and her technique, and know all the wonderful benefits that can be produced from having a session. Many of my clients will have diseases and illness, and they want to speak to their higher self and ask why this disease or illness has been created. They want to request healing from the superconsciousness, and also they want to know what they can do to expedite the healing as well. Many clients will have segments of missing time that they want clarification of, or it might be that they had some weird and wonderful experience as a child or as an adult where they saw either a UFO or a star being or an angel. It might be that they want to connect with their guides, or they might want to know what their mission is on Earth. Many people, if you are followers or if you've read Dolores Cannon's books, will know that many people don't feel as if they belong necessarily on Earth, as if something's missing, and that can sometimes be that small jigsaw piece, can just be that you need to know what your mission is here on Earth, and then crack on with that. So people would come to me for a variety of reasons, and I've had people come to me who are having a lengthy grieving process, had something quite traumatic happen in their life, and their higher self will take them to a situation where they can receive healing, huge healing sometimes from that. So that's awesome. That's awesome. But what I want to say to you is, over the last 6, 7, 8 months, I have had a massive increase in my clients not only being shown human past lives that have important information and significance for this lifetime, but they're also being shown their original form. So they're being shown their home planet, they're being shown what they look like. And I've come across many different starseed beings, whether that's beings from the Pleiades, Arcturians. I've been shown, or through the clients, reptilians, a variety of grey beings, the mantid beings. There's been some purple, blue, orange beings, all who are helping humanity to raise the consciousness at this point in time, or who have a specific task. But the case that I wanted to discuss today, had a variety of beings that she was shown, and some of whom she actually was one of them. And that's the one I'd like your help with, if at all possible, please. And as we get towards the end, if there's any information that you have on this specific being, if you could write that information below, even if you can point me in the right direction. I'm finding that as a QHHT practitioner, I'm having to step up my game hugely with regard to reflecting on practice and doing research, just so that I know and can understand easily and readily the information that's coming out. So this is really, really important. So this lady the case I want to discuss today, a phenomenal lady, fantastic lady. She's French Italian, was raised in an extremely religious Catholic household. She had, as a child, she had a fear of the dark. And also she had, the fear of the dark was because she felt that she was being attacked. She didn't know why, she had no memory of why, but she could remember, or thought she could remember, her mum coming into her bedroom trying to calm her down. She also had 3 segments of missing time, and she wanted to know what happened. What on earth happened? There was a situation where she felt very stressed, and then just nothing, and sort of 20 minutes later, or in one instance a few hours later, and then she was back with a memory. So she wanted clarification there. We know with QHHT, quite often the higher self, who is the driving seat here, will take the client to exactly where they need healing. But if that wasn't the case, when we brought forth the superconsciousness, we could ask there what happened. But in this case, we didn't need to do that at all. The higher self went straight there, no problem. So this lady found herself not in a past life initially. She found herself as a child in this lifetime. She wasn't in a physical body. She could feel herself hovering above the ground, but felt that it was her as a young child. Initially, the higher self took her to rooms in the basement that she was scared of as a child, and she didn't feel fear there at all. She could see there was absolutely nothing to be scared of. And as she came back out of the house by the garage, she stood in front of the house, and I asked her where she felt drawn to go to, and she felt drawn to go to the bedroom. So with the prior knowledge that she was scared of the dark, and there was something that that scared her in there, I thought, this is it, we're gonna get the information. But no, I had to be a little bit more patient. So she was in her bedroom, and I asked if there was anything she was drawn to, anything that got her attention, and there was a cupboard that she was scared of as a child. So she opened the cupboard, and a load of toys in there, and the odd shriveled up spider. It didn't bother her. Nothing else that she was interested in that room, which I thought, that's a bit odd. But as she moved forward, and she sat at her dining table with her family eating a meal, and I asked if she was in a physical body, and she said yes, she was. But she looked down and she said, oh, that's odd, I haven't got human feet, I have tree roots. So she got roots coming out the bottom. And then as she looked up, she got normal legs, normal body, and she was the young girl that she knew that she was earlier on in her life. And then from that point, her higher self moved her back to the bedroom. So I thought, okay, let's see what happens now. So I've got lots of notes here at the moment, so please forgive me for looking down, but I don't want to miss anything. So she says, I'm back in my bedroom at night because of what I saw. I'm at the bed, and I'm facing something. It's a being. It's got arms and legs. It's dark. I can see it's dark, but it's dark in here. It looks black or brown. It's tall. Its feet feel like they're claws. It's got shoes on. So quite often in QHHT, it's not always visual. Sometimes it's a feeling or a knowing. But she knew that this being had claws like an eagle. Its legs, she felt, were normal legs, but it was wearing clothing. It had some sort of suit on, a black dark suit. The top half of its body she felt was a normal torso. Its hands were like claws, and the face was like a bird with a big beak. What colour is the face and beak? I can't see with it being dark, but I can see blue. I can see blue in it. So at this point, I asked her if there was a light switch in the bedroom, and she said yes. And I said, just pop the light on, and then we'll be able to see this being far more clearly. And so she did. And then she said she could see skin and feathers. The feathers were on top of the head. Blue skin with a suit, shiny black suit, almost like a spacesuit. What's the being doing? It's frozen in time. I thought it was trying to scare me as a child. That's why I was so scared. I thought it was going to attack me. But now I'm sure that it wasn't going to attack me. I want you to use your power of knowing. Why is this being here? It's to check on me. Somehow I'm connected to it, but I don't know how. So what happens next? What's happening? I'm going up. It's teleporting me up with it. I'm now on top of the house. I've left the house. I see a ship, a door wide open, a door that comes down. It's a disc, a silver metallic disc. It hasn't landed, it's just hovering above my house. There are pinkish and white lights inside. I feel really safe, and I want to go inside. So I said, come on then. The door is left open, she told me. I feel safer with it being left open. I see the beings. They're small, child height, grey, with round heads like a pear drop. Their eyes are almond shaped, slanted. There's no nose visible, a small hole for the mouth. Do you recognise them? It feels new, but yet so familiar. They're not wearing clothes. Can you see any fingers or toes? I can't see their feet, but there's 4 long fingers, longer than our own. They're all busy with the controls. Do they see you? They're aware of me, but they're way too busy. They're far too busy to interact with me. Do you have a body? No, I don't have a body. I'm a light energy. Is everybody stood about, or is there anybody sat down doing other things? No, they're all stood up with the controls, all doing the same. Is there anything that you feel drawn to here? I feel that there's others higher up who are in charge, and they control the ship with their mind. Where are they going? What are they doing? They're going to another planet. They're preparing for something. I feel like I should stay. That's okay. What's happening now? Describe what's happening. I'm travelling through space. I feel free in this space. I'm outside of the craft. I can see down planets. I can see the stars and I can see the planets. I can see the planet with rings around it, the brown planet in our solar system. I'm getting closer. I want to find out. I want to check if people are living on there. Do you feel alone or accompanied on your journey? I'm on my own. I'm here now. It's like a desert. There's sand everywhere, brown, light brown. Do you have a physical body now? No, I'm energy. It feels deserted. There's something in the distance, possibly vegetation. I think there are people too, and buildings. What planet are you on? Uranus or Uranus? There are buildings and some vegetation. Describe these to me. The buildings are white. They have no windows. Everything is open to the elements. Nothing is closed at all. Do people live there, or do these buildings have another purpose? They feel ancient. No one lives here. I can feel the beings, but it's almost like they're hiding. I don't understand why they're hiding from me. I see green vegetation, no trees, but just bushes. Is there any water on this planet? I can't see any, but there must be because there's vegetation. So where are you going next? I feel that people are here and they look human. I'm not sure why they're hiding. They're dressed primitively, like with a loincloth. It's odd, because they're not primitive at all. It's almost like something happened to the planet and the planet got pushed right back. I see caves. That's where they are. That's where they're hiding. People, a lot of people, both male, female and children. But they're hiding because they're scared. What do they look like? They look like humans with white, tanned looking skin. And then the higher self moved forward to one of the segments of missing time. I'm at home when my grandfather's body is being brought back. So she's a small girl again and she's sat on the stairs, the bottom of the stairs, as the door opens with her grandfather's body coming through the door. They come in with the body on a stretcher. I see him and realise it's grandfather. Then I just can't see anything. I'm immersed in a very bright white light. It's like a ball all around me. I feel safe. I'm protected. I can't see anything else at all around me. I'm just surrounded by this beautiful white light. Nobody can see me and I can't see anybody. It feels like being suspended in time. I'm removed from the scene and then I'm back again. So that was one segment of missing time. There was another segment of missing time where she was a little bit older, a young teenager or a tweenager, and she was getting ready to go back to school, and a mum sits her down to have a chat with her about some news about a family member, quite shocking news. And she said she had nothing to say. She didn't know what to say. And at this point, she just felt like she was in an empty void and nothingness all around her. I feel like I'm in the dark. I feel like I've just disappeared. I feel like there's a protective element to this darkness. I don't feel scared at all. I feel like I've been removed from the scene and I feel like I'm in a void. It's almost like it's a vortex. So how did you get in this vortex? With my mind. I did this to remove myself from the situation. I feel like I'm walking through this black, dark tunnel. It's not scary at all. It's a long, never-ending tube. I can go through it whenever I want with my mind. This is how I got to my destination. This is how I got to school that day. I feel protected. I feel like it was an option. So let's move forward to where you get to the end of the tunnel. What's happening? There's a door. I open it and I'm at school. I've gone through the wormhole. There was another missing element of time, but when we went, the higher self took her there in hypnosis, and actually there was no missing element of time, and it was how she'd remembered. So that was really, really good. She got clarification there too. Then the higher self moved her forward again. She said, there's not much around. I can see the sky, it's blue. There's a craft in front of me. In the distance, it's dark. The craft is big. It's landed, I'm on the ground. It's green grass all around me. Just look at your feet. What do you look like? I can't see my feet. I have a body. I'm female. Just pass your arm, your hand in front of your face if you have one. Yes, I have a hand. I can see it. It's translucent blue, like a light blue. I can see straight through it. How many fingers and thumbs do you have? I've got the normal amount, 4 fingers and a thumb. My arm's translucent blue too. It's like looking at a scan. I can see straight through. I can see straight through myself. It's like I can see the bones. So she described a humanoid being which was blue, translucent, and she could see the bones but no organs at all. I asked what her face looked like, if she had a face. My face is a female face, translucent blue, with a normal shaped nose, no lips, so not really a mouth, she couldn't see any lips. What about ears? No ears and no hair. Do you have eyes? Yes, they're black. What about the shape of your head? That's normal, it's like an oval shape. Are you wearing anything that's distinctive or significant? Yes, I have a cape on or a robe, a long, mainly blue robe. So describe yourself to me. I'm much taller. And then at this point she came out of her body so she could get a better look, a better perspective. She feels like somebody important. It's me, but I'm now outside of her looking back. She's part of the ship. But at the same time, it feels like where she lives, where I live, her kingdom is just beyond, not far away from here. I thought I was on Earth, but I'm not. It feels like there's grass behind us, and in front it feels like dry brown wood. It feels like it's extremely hot and dry here, like old trees, and they're in front of us. Behind the ship there's a town, and I can see the buildings. They remind me of a sort of princess type with turrets made of stone. She's showing me it's mine, like a queen. So we move forward to where she lived in that lifetime. I'm in the town. The ground is made of cobbles, like an old scene from a village with horse and carriages in the Middle Ages. There are people everywhere, it's so busy. Humans walking all around, wearing simple garments, lots of activity. So at this point I wanted to ground herself in her own body, if she had a physical body. And as she looked down, she said, I'm a bird, I've got bird feet, bird claws. She said, I've got claws. I don't have arms or hands, I'm not human. And then she said, but logically, I'm thinking surely not, because humans are all around me, and surely they'd be afraid of me. I have bird feet, scales and feathers, and wings on my body. What colour are you? White, silver and light blue. Don't have fingers. What about your head? Eagle, sharp, I'm watching. I'm big, I'm human size. Can people see what you truly look like? No, they can't. I'm just watching. I still like watching people now. So how do you get around? How do you mobilise? I fly. strange. I have human clothes on too, trousers and a top. I feel like I could fly. And then the next minute she was just flying, she'd gone. So looking over the village, are you visible? No, people never look up. I want to leave the village and fly away. That's exactly what she did. And then we come to the higher self took her forward again. She said, I'm not in any place. I'm outside and it's very, very bright white light. The energy is very bright and strong. It's not the sun. I'm looking up, bright white light. It feels comforting, it feels safe. Can you go into the light? Yes. I could see a grey being then. Instead of a grey, he's white. So she was talking about ETs. And she could see what is the usual form, a sort of a pear drop head and usually black eyes, but it was a white being, a tall white being. I can sense him. There's a pale grey being too. I can just see his head. It's like I'm being shown the heads. I saw something else, an animal head, a praying mantis. He came towards me and then left. I can still feel the grey being. He feels nice, old and wise. I'm seeing shapes and symbols coming towards me from all different angles. I can see an X with 3 dots on one side, but I don't know what it means. I have a faint picture now being brought to me of a praying mantis, and the bright light had gone suddenly. And then she moved forward again. I feel like there's nothingness, lots of grey, like the sky is grey. I'm somewhere else, like a replica of Earth. It doesn't feel safe, and it doesn't feel safe, and it doesn't feel unsafe. It just is. I don't feel that I have a physical body. I feel like energy. I see the horizon and I can see water in front of me. Everywhere is grey, no buildings. It's so very quiet. I can't see the ground. I'm elevated, I'm quite high up. Everything feels stagnant. Are people living on this planet? I'm not sure. It feels empty. And then at this point we move forward so that we could speak to the superconsciousness for this client, because she'd been in hypnosis quite a while. I would really appreciate any information that anybody may have on the translucent blue beings. I have done a little bit of research since, and there are some Arcturian beings that are described in a similar way, but this is the first time that I've come across a translucent blue being, and it's really important to do research, both as a practitioner and for the client as well, to do research on their own past lives and the information that is offered to them. I've really enjoyed this session. I have an amazing session for you next week where a lady channels a grey called Zyrtec and discusses Area 51, so that will be amazing. Thank you so much for watching me today. I hope that some of the information resonates with you. Please comment, like and subscribe below, and I look forward to chatting with you next week. Sending so much love. Have an amazing week. Keep those vibes high. Namaste.